Meanwhile, Minsu had just moved into Sonjin's place and was in the room packing her clothes. She smiled to herself, thinking about how everything was coming together and how she could finally be with the man she loved without any obstacles. Sonjin stood by the door, watching as she smiled to herself. Walking in, he pulled her into his arms, asking who she was thinking about and blushing over, insisting that he should be the only one making her smile like that. Minsu smiled and told him she was just happy about how things were going. She expressed relief that his father, who had been the only person against them, had finally accepted her. Sonjin kissed her forehead, telling her that she was the most beautiful woman and that everyone was bound to say yes to her. He told her how happy he was that he would now have her all to himself every day. Blushing, Minsu told him she had to continue tidying up. Sonjin pulled her closer, telling her she didn't have to, as he had maids and a butler to take care of everything. Moving even closer, he told her that all she had to do was look cute for him and be in his arms. Leaning in, he gave her a kiss, then looked at her and called her his wife. Smiling, Minsu buried herself in his chest, simply happy to be in his presence. That night, Woobin was in the VIP section of a club, drinking. He was surrounded by women who couldn't keep their hands off him. One girl sitting next to him whispered something into his ear. Smiling, he told her she could have her wish. As they sat there enjoying themselves, Yuna walked into the club. She stood frozen, watching as Woobin flirted with the women surrounding him. Her heart broke at the sight, and unable to control herself, she went over to him and asked what he was doing. Woobin looked at her and, clearly intoxicated, called her little sister, asking why she was there and reminding her that the club was for grown-ups. Seeing that he was upset, Yuna told him he should go home. Standing up, Woobin walked toward her, looking into her eyes with a drunken gaze. He told her she was the one who needed to go home and should stop following him. He also reminded her that she was not 21 and shouldn't even be in the club. Yuna told him she had come to find him. Moving closer, Woobin reminded her that he was an adult and didn't need to be monitored. As he walked away, Yuna ran after him. As Woobin was about to enter the bathroom, Yuna ran ahead and stood in front of him, blocking his path. She told him that it was unlike him to go out drinking with a bunch of women. Laughing a little, Woobin told her that she didn't know him at all, and that in fact, this was who he was. He continued insisting that she go home and stop following him. As he turned to leave, she grabbed his hand and looked at him. With her heart pounding, she confessed her feelings, telling him that she liked him. She admitted that she knew he liked Minsu, that she had seen the way he looked at her, and that she didn't blame him because Minsu was amazing. She added that if it meant learning from Minsu to become like her, she would do it just so Woobin would finally look at her. Woobin stared at her, moving closer. He told her that she didn't need to be anyone else and that she was fine just the way she was. Yuna, frustrated, asked why. If she was fine as she was, he wasn't giving her a chance. Slurring his words, Woobin tried to explain that she was his little sister. He reminded her that she was 19 and he was 28, and that he saw her the same way Sonjin did. He told her to let go of his hand and go home, insisting that it wasn't right for her to be in a club. Refusing to let go, Yuna told him that she was a woman, that age didn't matter, and that she had come to find him and would not leave without him. Woobin looked at her, realizing just how stubborn she was. Grabbing her, he pinned her to the wall, holding her hands above her head, and told her that since she says she is a woman, he is going to show her just what he does to women. Pressing his body against hers, he grabbed her by the waist and leaned in even closer, looking into her eyes. Mocking her claim of being a woman, he asked if she was really capable of giving him what he craved that night. Yuna's heart raced. She thought to herself that Woobin believed he was scaring her, but she could handle it. Looking at him with determination, she told him that she would give him whatever he wanted. Chuckling, Woobin moved even closer. Still holding her by the waist, he moved his lips close to hers and stated that since he is tempting him and keeps following him, he is going to show her what he is capable of. Without hesitation, he kissed her passionately. In his mind, he knew that doing this was the only way to get Minsu out of his thoughts.